What's up YouTube? In this video we're going to take a look at the Killer Instinct Arcade by Arcade1UP. So Killer Instinct is one of my favorite arcade games of all time, and I really wanted to get this Killer Instinct arcade cabinet. I finally pulled the trigger, recently bought it, and I must say I'm really happy with it. Just wanted to give my quick thoughts and impressions of the cabinet, since I'm a big fan of the Killer Instinct franchise, Killer Instinct 1 and 2, which both are included in this beautiful cabinet. So the cabinet design is beautiful. The new form factor on these latest cabinets, they are very similar to the Midway arcade cabinet design. They did a nice job with the coin door. The cabinet itself is taller than my Street Fighter 2 cabinet, which Street Fighter 2 was the Gen 1, one of the first cabinets ever released. And the Killer Instinct cabinet's taller. What they did is they added a panel below here to extend it and make it taller, which is nice because now the control panel is more at an appropriate height. For me, since I'm 6'1", it works well, the height of the control panel. So looking at that control panel, it's very nice with the plexiglass. One thing that I really like about this panel now is the joysticks. They actually feel a little bit better quality than the ones that came with the Street Fighter 2 cabinet. So as you guys might remember, I modded the Street Fighter 2 cabinet and switched out a lot of parts. But the actual joysticks here actually feel nice. They spring back very well. The buttons is a different story. The buttons are still kind of not that great of a quality. They feel very cheap, but they're okay. I mean, I've played a few rounds already and they work. Sometimes I feel like it misses a little input, but I may have to swap them out in the future. So in my Street Fighter 2 cabinet, I did swap out the buttons, and I went with the hat buttons. So I may have to just purchase hat buttons and swap this out as well. The joysticks I'm pretty happy with, but the buttons, yeah, they could have been better. So just looking at everything on the cabinet comes with a lighted marquee. I like the fact that it's lighted, but I can tell that the actual marquee is a little washed out. I mean, it looks okay. In the video, it might look a little bit more washed out than it really is. In person, it looks a little bit more black, but you can tell that it's still not very black. It looks washed. I would say that's something that they could have done a little better job with, but it's okay. I would say it's okay. I know that you can get aftermarket marquees. You can go to Etsy and other places to replace the marquee vinyl, which I may do in the future. Little small gripe, but so far I'm really happy with everything else. That coin door looks beautiful. Looks like a legit arcade coin door. I even feel like pressing the buttons and inserting quarters. That's how real it looks. Love the coin door. Artwork is flawless. Looks just like the arcade cabinet. There's like a little bit of things that they had to leave out, like the Nintendo logo that goes there. Since Nintendo no longer owns Killer Instinct, they had to remove it, but that's okay. Everything else looks great. So those are my thoughts on the actual cabinet design. Overall, it just feels better than my Street Fighter 2 cabinet. There's so many little things they added to this latest design of the cabinets that make it seem more like an arcade. They did a great job of designing the cabinet to look similar to the real Killer Instinct cabinet from back in the day. All right, so let's talk about the game. The game itself, the way it runs, the emulation is great. It's perfect. It runs real smooth, no lag, no hiccups. Love the gameplay. And I love that they added the option to add scan lines. With the scan lines, it really makes it appear like you're playing on the original arcade, the CRT arcade. Because now with these LCD screens, they look bright, but if you add the scan lines, it looks more like a CRT. In comparison, here's my Street Fighter 2 with no scan lines, and you can see that it looks bright, and that's okay. It looks good on Street Fighter 2, but on a game like Killer Instinct, where the graphics are a little bit more 3D-ish, it really gets pixelated unless you add that scan lines filter. So that's why a 2D game like this looks okay, but then when you go to the Killer Instinct and try to play it with no scan lines, it looks very pixelated because it's like a 3D-ish game. So scan lines make it look great. These are the scan lines. You can't even see them. That's how great it looks. But let's see if I can show some gameplay here. Look at that. Very smooth. Real happy with the gameplay emulation. Smooth. There you go. Scan lines are on. You can't even tell. No pixelation. Everything is smooth. No pixels. Graphics look great. Even for 2022, the graphics still look great. Another thing I wanted to highlight is that you can play online, live button. I've played a few matches online and there is no lag. I'm impressed how there is no lag in the game. Online is great. Right now at the moment, not a lot of people are playing it. But every now and then I get a few games in and it's fun. So if you guys have the arcade and want to play some games, my gamer tag is Richie Ace. I'll be online. Love this game. Killer Instinct 1 and Killer Instinct 2. I love that it comes with both games. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the speakers. The speakers are here below the marquee. They're loud, they sound nice as far as loudness, but they do lack the bass. The bass is missing. It sounds okay, but if you guys remember Killer Instinct the arcade, it had a lot of bass. You can hear it. You know, you can hear the sound blaring from across the room. So what I'll do is I'll probably add new speakers with bass in the future, but they are loud. Like, sounds good as far as loudness. Overall, I really like it. The design of the cabinet is amazing. It looks a lot better than my Street Fighter cabinet as far as cabinet design. It just looks great. Taller, new design, slanted screen. All that looks great. And real quick, let's take a look at the stool. The stool comes with the Killer Instinct arcade cabinet. Dedicated stool. Comes with spinal on the seat. Overall, the pictures didn't do it justice online. Once you purchase it and assemble it, I'm surprised how sharp the images are. They look great. The black looks great. The sharpness of the image, it all looks great. So I'm pretty happy with the stool. I love it. It's actually my first stool, so it's great. I love it. All right, guys, just wanted to give my quick thoughts on Killer Instinct, one of my favorite games of all time. I still love my Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I have it loaded with a bunch of games. So if you want to check that cabinet out, take a look at my other videos. I'll post the link here to check out my Street Fighter 2 cabinet. But I love the Killer Instinct. I love that it comes with online. So maybe I'll see you guys online and we can play some games. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.